When you're paying to park in the city, you know the drill. First you open up the app, then you open up your wallet, the digital one, and then you pay, whether it's this meter or the meter down here, anywhere in the city. While Jesse is primarily known for using a big chainsaw like this, he says for the Throne Project, he spent a lot more time using this tiny Dremel. Yeah, we're hearing at least a couple of days. In fact, crews are still working at this very hour. The street here, Forest Street, lined with construction crew vehicles. The World War II memorial here in South Boston is one of two memorials that was badly damaged in the city back in March. The other one is here in Mattapan at the Fallen Officers Memorial in Mount Hope Cemetery. It too has been cleaned, though some of the stains are still obvious. So look at our windshield, the ice that quickly caked up and overtook one of our wipers. We actually had to replace one of those wipers pulling over to do so. That teen, their suspect, came right here to the police department, walked through the front door, and turned himself in voluntarily. The seal making its way up from the beach through this relatively short sandy path to the middle of the street in this residential neighborhood. Vanessa, we know the team has gone as a group together for its recent World Series titles. Not the case this time. As you mentioned, manager Alex Cora is out for this trip.
And hey, I've got my cart here, and there's plenty of salt, de-icers, shovels, and of course food here at the Wegmans in Northborough. You take a look behind me. The main one on the left side is the one that caught fire on that upper level, and it did spread to the one next to it, but the concern is it could have taken out really this entire block. We're told by a witness that she walked here across the street to another neighbor's house and rang the doorbell repeatedly to get help. What a range of emotions. Patriots cornerback Stephon Gilmore telling me he felt like he was going to have a heart attack during last night's game, along with the rest of the region here. Blair, I spoke with Adrian Claiborne. It's his first year here with New England, and we asked him, what does it feel like to be a world champion? His answer, I don't know yet. The experience is just sinking in. Blair, they are devastated, understandably. The boy's name is Jeremiah Joseph, and his great uncle tells us that he apparently was playing in the backyard of one of his relatives' homes here on the street when he wound up in the neighbor's yard over the fence and evidently drowned in their pool.
Seeing the suffering of his mom, I think that's painful.
Prosper Prevalon says that he was at the hospital and Jeremiah's mother was there, overcome with grief. He says she's also pregnant.
I think she's due next month and having to deal with this. So it makes your heart.
Jeremiah was here visiting relatives with his mother when his cousin, Gypsy Francois, says that the boy went to go play in the backyard. They weren't worried.
He went on the back by himself, but we know there's fence and everything, so we thought nothing was wrong. And then after a minute or so, we call him. He doesn't come back to us.
Police were called. Neighbors, including 2 nursing school graduates, came to help, administering CPR until the ambulance arrived.
Seeing the family is what broke my heart the most.
Sky 25 shows you the scene early this afternoon. We spoke with Francois after Jeremiah was brought by ambulance to a hospital. He was still trying to piece together how the small boy wound up in the neighbor's pool.
I don't think he climbed because the fence is pretty high, but I still don't know how it gets on the other side.
As police and the district attorney's office continue their investigation, they say foul play is not suspected.
It might be hours before this thing's repaired.
Yeah, in fact, I just got off the phone with a spokesperson for Boston Water and Sewer Commission who tells me there are a couple of issues here. Obviously, they've been working for quite some time to repair what they thought was a water main break. Actually, not the case. It was a pipe off of the main. You can see some of the work going on here. There's one hole in the ground on the left, another on the right. That is where Water and Sewer Commission workers continue to work. We're told that should be fixed within about an hour. But the next issue is you take a look around the scene here. State Street shut down. National Grid also on scene here because we are told there was a report of a gas leak in this very same area. Now, all of this starting around 11:30 this morning. Firefighters were called here to State Street and Broad Street after a pipe broke and water began gushing out, covering a wide swath of State Street. Police and fire crews closed the block of State Street between Kilby and Broad. Now, firefighters did check on businesses in this commercial area and found no flooding, they tell us. Water service was shut down temporarily, we're told, by Boston Water and Sewer, but domestic water use, for the most part, was not affected delayed. Now, we did reach out again to National Grid regarding the report of the gas leak. Haven't heard back as of yet. This work obviously continues at this hour, and we're told it will likely keep going throughout most of the afternoon rush, likely not to be completely fixed until at some point tonight or the overnight hours. There's hope that this could be open by as early as tomorrow morning.
Call him the Machine.
I've been carving for over 20 years.
That's what Jesse Green has become, an extension of his loud tools. It wasn't always this way.
I had no idea what I was getting into and if I was going to kill myself.
Over 12 years, his incredible chainsaw sculptures have been featured on Boston 25 News, Zip Trips, and throughout Greater Boston.
When we shot my show, American Chainsaw, I went back and did another one in Plainville with Lily. Hey, Lily.
This week, the Machine is on a tear, being featured in an ESPN promo for Sunday Night Baseball's Red Sox-Yankees game. It shows Jesse carving a massive wooden throne, his idea branching off of Game of Thrones.
You feel like a ruler, and that's what I was going for.
While Jesse is primarily known for using a big chainsaw like this, he says for the Throne project, he spent a lot more time using this tiny Dremel and other tools.
You get the original log, I cut the top off, those became the arms. I had to make that work. That's delicate. If I could take a year to do this project, I would. This is a big deal. As it was, I had about 3 weeks, but made it happen.
A throne bound for the Bronx. Then?
I think it's going to be permanently displayed at ESPN headquarters. If not, maybe Cooperstown.
From humble beginnings to the Hall.
Dude, I hadn't even thought of that.
In Medway,
Dude, that's commitment.
Evan White and Jack Grimm. Sorry about that sawdust, Jack. Boston 25 News.